Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It is 5:30 in the morning, 11/16 Thursday. We have today, we have tomorrow, and it is the last Friday of the month tomorrow. That's it. It's over. We go into the slowest week of the year with NVIDIA reporting earnings on Tuesday. I am leaving to go on vacation. Yes, I am on Tuesday at the end of the close, and I will not be back until the Monday after. NVIDIA reports and goes up 300 points. I don't give a fuck. NVIDIA reports and goes down 200 points. I don't give a fuck. My wife looked at me this morning, well, this afternoon when I woke up around 1 o'clock my time, and she goes, "Why do you have such a big smile on your face?" And I said, "Because I relieved all of my stress and I put all my money out into March, June, and December of next year." And she sat there and she said, "That's the second smartest thing that you've ever done." I know what she meant by that. I'll show you the video at the end of this. Leaving you here on Elliott Wave Principle, Key to Market Behavior book on Amazon.com. You can pull PDFs for free multiple places around the internet. I have shared this with every single one of you multiple times if you've done one-on-ones with me, and I've mentioned it hundreds of times over the years. Weeks like this where you've got nothing to do, this is where you want to go and spend your $33 if you want to buy it here off Amazon. It will return to you more than a fucking master's degree at Harvard. Show you here. Here. Let me show. First off, spreads 45.40, 45.45, 45.40. Before PPI was even out, or actually after PPI came out, I apologize, 8:40 in the morning. Again, 60 cents. It was only 13%. So, everybody looks at it and says, "Oh man, 13% in a day. What's that worth?" But then again, put out there your QQQ money line, 384.28. Your 387, 386. You're getting 54 cents. Got to close it at a penny, but it's 100%. 100% on your money. So anyway, I bring you over here to alerts, and I'll go over the alerts in a second because there's a few things I want to talk about since there's nothing really to talk about. Right here, I get a message from Hakan, and I asked him, "Can I share this?" And he goes, "Yeah, absolutely." Here's a member who's been with us for a few months, and he's taken his education in the Elliott wave and applied it. And he's applied it so well, he shared a couple of charts with me showing me how right here, you're getting that 45.08 right now, the timing, how they hit, where the retracements are on each one. I would give you a massive bro hug if you were next to me. That's how it's done. So how do I get out of this? There we go. Here, spreads 45.45, 45.40, 13%. Day before, keeping you out of harm's way, above the safe edge, 45.15, 45.10. Again, $1.50, only 43%. Trading calls and puts, short term, they're dead in the water, dead. We are moving nowhere. Yesterday actually was even worse than nowhere. Yesterday was, because my windows have gotten mixed up, a 25.86 point range, 9.6 gap up. Once again, keeping the gap ups going. It's identical, I tell you, identical to the ending of 2021. I can't say it any clearer than that. Closed below the open, but still closed green. We don't close red anymore. It's something that they've agreed to never, ever do again. And you need to keep into context here that you have a 323 point month of November. Do your math however you want to do it. You have a 417 point bounce. Do your math, however you want to do it. It's a 10% bounce. In the middle of this, you have had your FOMC meeting, which is where we thought we peaked back there on November 1, where we had our biggest decline of this move. 42, 45, 64, 41, 97, 74. We have not had a dip greater than that since, and that dip only lasted for a better part of 30 minutes. You know, we haven't had a dip. 43.93, 43.44 on November 9th. That was another dip that did not last. It lasted for the day. The very next day we gapped up and just went on our way, and that was on November 10th. You've had Moody's downgrade the United States. You have the reality, which is why you see Janet Yellen over there meeting with President Xi yesterday in San Francisco, is the United States has $8 trillion worth of debt that needs to be refinanced next year, and nobody wants to buy our debt. In fact, that's one of the biggest sellers of our debt has been China, why the bond market has crashed. You got a lot of problems coming ahead, together with your CPI report, which you could or could not have gone and listened to and seen that it was complete and utter bullshit, because your healthcare is now 34% less than what it was. You pay your bills, you know what your healthcare is, but that's what your report gave you, and that was the way that they were able to beat it. Prior to that, you had your jobs report, which was your jobs report with the big, huge move and big, huge run up, which, again, after they adjusted for August and adjusted for September, you only added 45,000 jobs for the month of October. So it's coming, whether you like it or not. And coming in here in the shorter time frames is going to be really difficult right now because of the way that they've manipulated this gap up. And the gap up is going to continue to be what it is. So IWM, the most significant because it represents the real world, represents the real economy. Nice. A, B, C equals A. Couldn't have done it better. I mean, literally, it's like Ron Jeremy pointing at your forehead. It's going to hit you in the forehead right there. 181.33. Now a little bit of retracement. Now, if we see the IWM break down below 176, you know that you have your first feather being plucked out of the black swan. There it is. I've said it. SPY. I mean, look at how flat you have been since 11 o'clock yesterday morning. You are dead flat. Overnight, everything just dead flat. There's nothing going on anywhere. QQQ, good opportunity to go wide out and try and, explain this a little bit more. So you had your wave 3. There's just zero questions about that. We had a beautiful ABC, C equals A at 347.78. We dipped below it and got it down there at 342. Since that 342, there's literally no structure in this at all. There's no structure anywhere. This is your one dip right here on November the 9th. One dip that we've had during the course of this. So it's impossible to sit there and diagnose precisely to the second where we are and what's going on here, because there is nothing to work with. Nothing. You've actually put in a new high overnight or yesterday morning, which just retraced back. And again, using that QQQ, your main line is that 384. You have to get below that 384. That 384 gets broken, you have something that you can work with. Until you break below that 384, all you're doing is pissing in the wind or pissing in a cup and drinking it when you're in traffic so that you can feel better. You'll see more about that at the end. SOX. Now we can move on into the chat room. So here we're on SOX, right? I'm constantly scrolling to see where's some money. Where's money going to? Where's money hitting? And it's like here, right? So I see this trade 60,000 shares in the September 20 405 puts. But because of how I have my screener set up, I'm not seeing anything that's under $3 because I don't want to see a whole bunch of fucking Robinhood penny stock rookies. So it didn't show up. So then it did show up, and I find it, and it's a spread, right? The guy is buying the September 20 405 puts at $9.32. And he's selling the January 19th for 400 puts at $1.17. So when you do the math on this, he will expect that his 400 puts are going to expire worthless. And what he bought, he now has a discounted price on, and he has 60,000 in this calendar spread at $48,900 is what has been paid. Come over onto the socks, and Michael Burry, everybody has heard, is now into socks. I watched someone go out there and buy $2.27 million worth of January 17th, 2025 500 puts. Now, like I've said, money buys time. That's how you put money on a trade. Putting large amounts of money on 0 DTE, you either have a hell of a lot of it, or you are fucking clueless as to what you're doing. So I bring you here on a wide view of the socks, and whether it lines up or not, it does. Here you have your 1-2, questionable, obviously peaking there at the 261.8. Drop down to your 50 retracement to your all-time lows back in 2012. And here you are with a chug-a-lug over the last year plus. Very clean. You can see a 1-2, a move upward for your 3, this being your 4, and like we see in a lot of other places, a failed 5. This break here below 437 was very similar to the SPX 4195. Very questionable as to what's motivating and taking place here. NVIDIA will be reporting in a week. Michael Burry is massively short on the socks because no matter how you want to cut it, I don't even have one that I can work with here, so I'm going to avoid it. I think I'll try one more. Yeah, I've got none that I can work with. I'll have to clean one up so that I can go through and describe it. But at the end of the day, you are at the topping process of your Elliott wave, exactly as Hakan has shown. It won't be that it is going to happen in a day. It won't be that it's going to happen in 5 minutes. Thus, your wider view is going to be a much greater benefit for you with the cheap VIX that you have to take advantage of here. If nothing is happening and we are still treading in this same going nowhere area, I won't put out a video tomorrow. I'll even avoid putting out an email tomorrow, and I will wish you all in advance a very happy and a very healthy weekend prior to Thanksgiving. And here's a quick tip from our sponsors.
I had been drinking my own urine since 2005. I heard it was a health thing or whatever, and I wanted to try it. And I think I was driving to San Francisco, and I didn't want to stop, and so I peed in a cup and I drank it, and I was like, that's not that bad. And I liked the energetic. It's like a hair of the dog. It's like you're a biocomputer, right? You're a complete intelligent being, right? And then this just came out of you, and you put it right back in, and it's like a diagnostic tool. It's like a hair of the dog. It's like, this is what's going on with you. And now it's like, if there's too much coffee, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't like that. I can feel things.
You can tell.
I can feel things for sure. It's a diagnostic tool. I snort it, I age it, and it's amazing to sunbathe with it.
Really?
And
How long do you age
I mean,
it?
look at the color of my skin.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm Irish and I use 0 sunscreen.
Wow.
My sunscreen is my nutrition. And I'm not advocating for anybody to do it. I'm
Sure.
just reporting live
You're
from
telling you
planet
what you're
Earth.
doing.
Troy Casey reporting live. This is what I've done for the last 2 decades.